Hey you guys, I wanted to do a follow-up video on the video I made, I think it's 2 videos ago. I talked about victim state, moving out of that, and how important it is with the presence, not running on that autopilot, so that we can actually access the free choice to make another decision, to have another behavior, choose another thought in the situation so that we can transform really rapidly. Now, collectively, because I've been watching the collective field quite closely the last week, because there's so much triggered, there's so much releasing. The way I see it, there's always things in the collective field, but there has been like waves this year of very clear patterns or frequencies that are being released. Now, victim state and the victim consciousness is one which is huge right now. And then there's lack consciousness, which I will talk about today. That is very connected to victim consciousness, which is why I say this is sort of a follow-up on that video. Because when we are coming into the victim state, we can be defensive, we can feel that we are not in our power. And the same with lack. If we feel that we are in lack, it's really powerful frequency. And I think it's safe to say that all of us have experience with that frequency, as we are here on this planet incarnated now. But lack, one of those things connected to it, which is so huge in the collective now, is self-love, or the lack of self-love. So a lot of what we can feel projected, because one thing is how we react to something, which is our responsibility that I talked about in the last video. The other side is what is projected towards us. Okay, so any person who is in lack or lacks self-love to some degree, which are most people, feel disempowered. If we are not feeling self-love, we are very easily feeling disempowered. Now, anything happening, anything that is now being released because of any energies coming into this planet from the sun, any cosmic energies, everything that is happening, any activation from other people around, from the earth, the whole 9 yards, everything. It is about coming into our empowerment, our true, pure energy, the truth of who we are, the frequency that we are here to bring to the world. Now, if we are in lack or we feel like a victim, we can't access that empowerment. So, how to move humanity into more empowerment so that we can start creating and making more physical changes? Well, we trigger the heck out of them, right? This is what's happening, energetically speaking. So if someone is in lack, if someone lacks self-love, if someone feels disempowered, it's very, very easy to have problems celebrating others, to take responsibility, because they can get so triggered and feel so little, because it's like, if you look at, let's say, any narcissistic tendency, for example. Narcissism is basic, like the core of it is lack of self-love, which is the same in any codependent pattern. So there are some of the same core frequency in both of those sides. But any person who's really self-centered, for example, is not because they are super in love with themselves or have this really amazing empowerment. It's the lack of it, it's the trying to cope with it. So that when anyone projects this onto you, if you have the awareness, and this can be so difficult in a situation, but having the awareness that it's not about you. If you go into the victim state, like I talked about in the other video, you can choose differently. When you understand that anyone who is in deep lack will very easily project their frustration onto someone who is not in that lack in the same way in some situation. So being happy about other people's joy, for example, having the ability to celebrate someone, empowering someone else. Okay, how can I explain this? It's right, and they're showing me everything, like this huge network of how all of these patterns are interconnected collectively now. Okay, let me just tune in and see. Right. Yeah, okay, so what they're doing right now is that they're giving me that feeling that really, I mean, I'm familiar with like consciousness, but they're giving me that feeling of like that really, really deeply rooted feeling of lack and unworthiness, and like, you know, to a depth that I've never felt even. Like, it's so, how can I explain this? Yeah, it's just like almost not feeling my skin. Like I feel I'm not even like feeling my body kind of feeling. I just feel like I'm hiding. I don't want to be seen. I'm not worthy. You know, there's like this really, really deep lack. Very, very strange to shift frequency like that while I'm doing a video. They haven't done this with me before. But then the thing is that if you have a meeting point with someone who in some area of their lives are in that frequency, they can very easily project it onto you because they don't know how to handle it. They don't have the awareness that the core of what's going on, why they have this feeling or maybe envy of someone else who's like achieving someone, or who's just feeling good about themselves that day, or you know, whatever it is. It can be something huge or it can be something super small. It can really provoke that insecurity within someone and that lack of self-love, and that can very, very easily result in an attack, in trying to belittle someone, in any of those patterns. So the reason why they wanted me to talk about this today is it's sort of like two sides of the same coin with what I talked about in the last video. So look at your responsibility. Your responsibility, if you are triggered, is your trigger. Okay? It's choosing not to be in that victim state. I'm really sorry. I think, well, my voice is almost back. It's the responsibility you have always. Your trigger is your responsibility. If I'm triggered, or I'm in a situation where I feel the same feeling again that I've had so many times in my life. It's my thing. It's I have to react differently. I have to choose another behavior or another thought, or to go about it in another way, because otherwise the same pattern will keep repeating. If I do the same, I will have the same result. Now, on the other side of the coin, if someone is projecting their own crap onto you, and that can be very personal if it comes from the lack of self-love, the lack of empowerment, this really deep disempowered state. That is something which is happening a lot in the collective now. Now, this is not about calling out someone. This is not about, putting labels on people. We all have these patterns, both sides of them, in areas of our lives. We're all familiar with it. The thing is to have the awareness that this is going on a lot collectively right now, and to see that when there's a personal attack that comes from this frequency, having the awareness that this is actually not about me, this is about someone in pain, someone who doesn't know how to deal with this situation. It can help, if you remember that, to take it less personal. Doesn't mean that we are going to accept being treated in a bad way. So boundaries, always, self-respect, and always expecting respect from others. But look at the dynamics. See when there are situations coming up these days, because see where is, like, the important thing is to not be caught up in the drama, in the specific situation, or in like that specific dynamic, or this person said that and this person said that and I'm thinking this thing, and that's the drama. We want to look at the frequency of what's actually going on underneath. And if we look at that, you can dissect it, and you can see that this is about me maybe coming into a victim state. How can I choose differently? Which I talk about in the other video. And then, where is this about lack? Where is the lack? Where am I feeling lack? Either if there's someone else projecting onto you, or if it's you finding yourself suddenly aware of, oh my goodness, I'm feeling this. I'm projecting all of this onto the other person, and it has nothing to do with the other person. So taking responsibility and having the awareness of which frequency is actually at play, because it's just like floating around in the collective at the moment, can help us to not be caught up in the drama, not be distracted by the specific situation. When we understand what's going on, when we understand what's triggered, when we understand how we can choose differently, then we are becoming more empowered, then we are clearing the old patterns, then we are shifting beliefs. And if we see that if you find that you are the one projecting onto someone because you have that deep lack of self-love, or you have that lack in some area of your life, and you suddenly realize that, oh goodness, in that situation that happened yesterday, that was actually me being in lack, then you can take responsibility for it. You can apologize if you projected onto someone which was not, not right. And you can look at where is actually that lack. And you can start consciously shifting that. Find new beliefs, find out where it comes from, just feel an emotion through. Very often it's just being kept in place because we have the same thought pattern running, creating the same emotions, creating the same chemistry in our bodies, so that we just keep repeating it. With the awareness, we can actually change it. Then we become empowered, then we can become empowered creators. Then we move forward in our lives. So any trigger around this, instead of only going into anger or frustration, I mean, have any reaction, you know, any emotion that comes up, meet it within yourself without projecting it, but look at what's underneath. What is the real frequency? What is the real emotion that is being triggered or being projected? How can I clear this? And how can I become more empowered with the awareness that I have from this interaction or this situation that just came up? I hope this makes sense for you guys. If something is not clear, please ask me in the comments. Also, there has been, I think YouTube has changed some settings. So many people are not receiving notifications. If you're subscribed, check your notifications. So push the bell button if you want notifications when I put out video. And then when you click that one, go in and see if it's all videos or personalized, because it might have changed so that you don't receive the notifications on the videos. So check that out. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. And please share, like, subscribe. It helps the videos circulate. Really grateful for you guys for being here. I will see you in the next video. Take your power back. And let me see, they start talking, so it's probably another message. Yeah, they're saying drama, distractions, and disempowerment. Those are the awarenesses to take with you from this video. Drama, distractions, and disempowerment. Let me see. I sometimes get a tad bit annoyed when they start talking while I'm like in a flow making a video. And then they start laughing. Let's see. Yeah, they say that those three words starting with a D, disempowerment, distractions, and what did I say? Anyways, these three words are what creates the disconnection between lack and victim. It's really about the same frequency. So when you're caught up in the distraction, you're getting disempowered, you're caught up in the drama, there we had it, the third word, that distracts you, that takes away the awareness of understanding the frequency at play. So if you can be aware when any of those are coming up, and then look at, okay, this is what's happening, there's drama, I feel I'm being distracted, I feel disempowered, okay, what's really going on now? Go deeper, look at the frequency that is at play. Is this about lack consciousness? Is this about victim consciousness? How can I have awareness? How can I shift this? How can I use this awareness to grow and to move forward? This is really what's going on in the collective, and that's intense when we're experiencing it, but it's amazing because we are being pushed into more empowerment, which is what we need in order to create the world we want to live in. So I hope that was helpful. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. Bye bye.